What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another figure review with Dapper Dan 1101 with the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Legends 7th Anniversary collab, Shallot. This figure went up for pre-orders around the 7th anniversary of the mobile game Dragon Ball Legends, which I believe was around May of 2025, and released publicly and shipped out January of 2026. I had my eyes on this figure since the pre-orders. I didn't buy it, even though I love the game. Never bought him. He released. I saw reviews saying he was not the best quality, so I didn't buy him. And I was like, you know what? I got some extra money, and I really like this game, and I really like this character. So I'm gonna pick up the Dragon Ball Legends Shallot SH Figuarts. Alright, so starting off this review, he comes in a brown shipper that just says Shallot. Every premium Bandai figure will come in one of these to protect the box. I bought mine secondhand and it still came in one of these sealed. Just your average brown box. And then his box, his real box, you've got, I think this is my first time doing an actual official SH Figuarts review on this channel. Everything else has been third parties or NECA. So, we've got a little window for him. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit without showing you guys the yucky walls. That's fine. We've got a little window with him in it. You can see some of his accessories there on the left. We've got him in his base form here on the right. On the side, you got some poses in a nice black and white with his alternate faces on the back. You've got him standing up and down. Oh, let's see if we can focus. No? Don't wanna? Is it because my hand's there? There we go, I got it. And then over here, we've got more photos, product photos. There's his twin brother Giblet, which I do plan on picking up at some point. He does not come with the Super Saiyan God head and tail. He comes with him because SH Figuarts likes doing their DLC. You've got his signature Hero Legends pose. I believe that's Wild Cannon. I could be LARPing. I can't remember. But that's what the outside of the box looks like. So let's open him up and see what's inside. Straight out of the package, he comes with his Super Saiyan Blue head. I don't know why they did that when he's more iconic in his base form, but you know what? It's fine. It's easily swappable. So he's in Super Saiyan Blue. He's got a nice little tail. We'll get into accessories and then we'll do an articulation test on him. So the first accessories we'll go over his base form heads. So I'll take his Super Saiyan Blue head off so I can compare it better for you guys. It's two separate sculpts. I don't know how easy that is to tell, but the Super Saiyan Blue hair is like a little fuller, more spiky. The base head's a little like laid back, a little flatter, which looks really nice. I went ahead and matte sprayed the base forms because they were super oily. This one might still be a little oily. I wanted to get this review out sooner, but I messed up one of the heads last time I tried to matte spray it, so it didn't turn out very well. So I had to buy a new one. I had to buy a replacement. But this one turned out really well. See if I can show you guys that. A lot of reviews about this guy will say his face is super oily, so I went and fixed that. Just some simple matte spray. Let me see if I can find the brand I use. Where'd I put it? I use matte finishing spray Mr. Super Clear, which is really good. You can get it for about $10 at your local hobby store. I got mine at Hobby Lobby. So the faces, it's one head sculpt. The faces come off, or hypothetically come off, like this. It just plugs on. And then that head, you just take the Super Saiyan Blue head off, and that head just pops right on. And then you could put this head on. Now, I know what you might be saying. Why has he got a Super Saiyan Blue tail and base? But since SH Figuarts likes us so much, they include a base form tail, and that's an iconic look. Shallot in his base form and his I believe, because I don't know if you guys know the lore of Shallot, but he comes from a time before it was Planet Vegeta, when it was still Planet Sadala. So his armor is kind of like Cabba's from Universe 6's, because they're a peaceful Saiyan race, because they didn't have the war and the fallout and everything. Let's get into his other Super Saiyan Blue face. he's got a yelling face. So Super Saiyan Blue comes with a stern, which this one's oily. I don't know how I'm going to do this one because his hair is shiny, and I don't want to make the shiny not shiny, but if I'm at it, it's going to be not shiny. And a yelling face. And then his base form comes with a stern and teeth gritted looking off to the side face. For his other accessories, he's got 8 optional pairs of hands, technically. He's got 2 like grabbing hands or blast effect hands. Really nicely sculpted. It's a molded in this skin colored plastic and then painted this dark gray. I'm bringing that up because we're going to get into another feature of this figure that a lot of people don't really like, that I don't know why they went with. So then you've got these more like martial arts-ish hands. Let's see, I'm just going to do one at a time since that's going to be easier to show you guys. He's got a left and right for this. It's just more closed, more grippy, but not a fist yet. You've got his, let's see if I can get him out. His like palm open blast hand. See? Different mold, obviously, because it's got the what are those? Not bracelets. The sleeves that go up onto his hand. You see the mold lines in there. It looks really nice. Alright, to get into the articulation test, or no, let's go over paint details first. Okay, so if you watch a review on this guy, the main thing anybody's going to notice, one second, the top thing anybody's going to say is the arm paint on his shoulders, like there, doesn't match the skin color here, which is true. I will say, it looks a lot worse on camera than it does in person. It's almost not noticeable in person. You can get it repainted if you want. I don't think it's really an issue at all. I think it looks perfectly fine. And then another area that does the same thing is his neck. His neck's a different shade because it's painted onto this darker plastic at the base of his neck instead of the other way around. Which is why I brought up his hands earlier being dark gray painted onto skin color. These are skin color painted onto dark gray, which mutes the skin color a bit, so it looks off, and they couldn't paint match it properly. Whatever, it's not a big deal to me. It might be a big deal to you. I know it's a big deal to some other people, but I think everything else about this figure outweighs that. So, is there anything else? This is something I really like that they did. Since his forearm guards come up over his joint, they painted part of the joint in there, so like when you bend it, obviously that doesn't look good, but if it looks better than if they didn't paint it and it was just a solid colored joint in there. I don't think there's really any other like paint QC issues. There is this, let's see if I can show it to you guys. I don't know how. On his shoulder, I'm not gonna be able to show it to you guys. It's actually so not noticeable. When you move this joint around, it rubs up a little bit, so you get tiny little scuffs on the inside of his shoulder, which you don't see 95% of the time, so it doesn't bother me that much, since I have this guy most of the time in like one pose on my shelf. So, let's go over articulation. His head looks up about that much. I'm using the neck. I'm cheating. Head looks up about that much on its own. Incorporating the neck's movement, it looks up about that much, which is really nice. Looks down, incorporating the neck movement about that much, which also looks really nice. Let's see if I can just do just the neck, or just the head. The neck is on a, instead of like what they normally do nowadays, not even nowadays, they're like their legendary Super Saiyan Son Goku and their Ultimate Gohan from the superhero movie, they use pegs. On this, they went back to their old ball hinge. Is this ball hinge? I forget the terminology. Which is fine. It does what it needs to do. It's not bad. So then, for his arms go up past 90. You've got bicep swivel all the way around. You've got a bend at the elbow, double joint that goes past 90. You've got a
ball hinge at the wrist that swivels. Oh, his hand does pop off a little easily because of how the arm guards are designed. Doesn't hinge a lot, but it hinges enough for what you're going to need to do. It also, obviously, like every Figuarts, swivels so you can get him clenching his fist in rage at you. His arm goes all the way around. His shoulder, neutral, looks like that. You can push it in and get some good... Let's see how good this across the chest action is. I feel like it's better than this. Yeah, I'm dumb. You just pull it out. Still not the best, but definitely better than... Oh, that is actually pretty good. It's better than a lot of other ones. So then, a back across the chest, obviously you're not going to get as much. It just goes straight back, like that. So his torso is split into 3 parts: upper torso, middle torso, and then the waist joint. So utilizing just that upper joint, if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do just that, but I'll try. No, I'm not going to be able to. Okay, so utilizing, he looks down almost 90. Not using like his legs, not moving his legs at all. He looks back about that much. I don't know if you could tell how much that is. About that much. He's got these super soft, let me move his arms out of the way for you guys. Super soft paddings on the side. They move out of the way really easily. It's like a very soft plastic. So you can actually get him into the splits extremely easily without it looking weird at all. So you've got a bicep swivel, which they did it seamlessly. It's not up here like most Figuarts where they have like the diaper joint or something or it looks weird. It's built into that thigh, so it just rotates around freely and looks natural. It looks really good. I really like how they did that. He's got some butt cheeks and a tail. His tail just plugs right in. I don't know why I didn't sew a little hole for his tail. He just pulled his pants down. But that tail is on a hinge, ball joint, whatever. I forget what it's called. And that rotates around and up and down and left and right and all about. I wish it was like a rubber piece that you could manipulate yourself if you wanted, but it's not a big deal. He's got his legs kick up about, let's see, about that much. My hand's in the way, big old hand. You get a double joint at the knee. You get about that much. And the way they did this knee is also really nice. You don't get like the normal gapping you'd get in a Figuarts. You have, when it's neutral, he's got this kneecap on his armor that when flexed, this is a moving piece that moves inside the kneecap and then up. And then this armor piece stays rigid because it's armor. So it looks really seamless. It doesn't look like there's a joint there. Well, I mean, obviously you could tell there's a joint there, but it's not like other Figuarts when they do knee joints. He's got ankle down. Okay, so his ankle in a neutral position, and then you can get it up like that much, but if you move it, which way is it, backwards a little bit, you can get it up a little more. Let me straighten his leg so we can get an accurate reading of what's going on. You can get his leg up a little more, and then if it's regular, you can get his foot pointed down about that much. But if you move that ball joint in there forward and then down, you get really good pointing downward articulation. So he's then got some good ankle rocker. And some ankle rocker. So he's going to be able to get into a lot of... Let's see if I can just get one off real quick. Yeah. He's really easy to get into like low down stances for when he's fighting. This review wasn't a very long one. I don't think there's anything else I want to go over with him. We went over articulation and details, paint apps, accessories, articulation. We went over everything I wanted to go over. So now we're just going to get into the final thoughts of this figure and a little posing session while I talk about him. I so totally lied to you guys. There's one more thing I want to get into before I wrap up and go to final thoughts. Since this neck joint, where is it? There it is. Since this neck joint is this specific size, it fits perfectly on the SH Figuarts Beast Gohan. Like that, this head fits perfectly on Shallot. So if you wanted, you could do your very own like custom Beast Shallot. Obviously, the tail color doesn't match, but I went ahead and bought a bootleg of this figure, specifically so I could paint his tail a light gray. So it'd fit. Unfortunately, the bootleg's tail is a little loose, doesn't stay in there. Like, it'll stay in, but it just comes out. So you can't really pose it, but that's a really cool custom, and Gohan's hairstyle in Beast fits how Shallot's would look, I feel. They've got the same bang piece, it's slicked back, and I think it works really well together. This figure is great. He's definitely one of my favorite Dragon Ball figures in my collection. He does have a couple problems, like the paint not matching up, but I genuinely don't think it's that much of an issue in person. Over camera, because the way the camera picks up light and color differences, I think that looks a lot worse. Like, it's a lot more noticeable that this color is different from this color. It's more muted and more muddied by the gray paint underneath. But in person, it's almost negligible how little of a difference it makes. This figure's articulation is some of the best I've seen in a Dragon Ball figure. I think the best SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figure, like the figure with the most articulation, or the best articulation, is probably going to be the new Super Saiyan God Goku God Aura that they just released. His articulation is incredible. I'm contemplating getting a review up for him at some point. I don't know how hype he'd be. I don't know how many people would watch it. I know not a lot of people watch these now anyways, but the biggest gripe I have with this figure that I don't think I went over in the video, which I should have, which is my bad, his accessories. This is the only time they're probably going to release a Dragon Ball Legends figure when they did this anniversary, the celebration, when they released Shallot and Giblet. They're probably not going to re-release them. I'll be very surprised if they ever release figures for this line in the future. I think they should have went all out for the accessories, even if it makes this price point a little higher. Mind you, this was a, I think, $90 figure to pre-order. He goes for about $150 on the aftermarket. I was lucky to find him for $115 on Mercari. For a $90 price tag, 2 head sculpts and 4 faceplates and 8 hands, that's a little ridiculous. He doesn't come with a blast effect. He doesn't come with a Super Saiyan head, and you have to buy the Giblet to get the Super Saiyan God and Fusion Hands DLC. I think they should include something with Giblet so people buy him, because I don't think people are just going to be like, yeah, I'm a big fan of Giblet, let me get him. They're buying it so they can get the Super Saiyan God head and do the fusion so they can form Shallot. They're not buying him because they're a big fan. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if there's die-hard Giblet fans out there, but more people like Shallot than there are Giblets, so they do have to include something to make him worthy. But they could have done, like, I don't know. I don't know what they could have done that wasn't the Super Saiyan God head. I think Shallot should have been base and Super Saiyan God, and then Giblet could have came with a Super Saiyan blue head. So then the Giblet box isn't just all a bunch of red stuff. I think even with not all of those flaws, like there's more than 2 accessories and some of the paint apps, I think even with those flaws, this figure is, if you're a fan of the mobile game, and you're a fan of Dragon Ball, and collecting, this figure is I wouldn't say must-have. Even if you are a fan of the game, you don't need him in your collection. He's really good. Is he $150 good? Probably not. If you can find him for closer to $100, I'd say he's probably worth it, especially since they're not going to reissue this guy. If they do, I'll be very surprised. This figure's articulation is great. His paint apps outside of the shoulders, like his molding and sculpting are really nice. And the colors they used are really nice. His articulation, which I just said, is great. His accessories work. If you have other figure arts with blast effects, Shallot's whole thing is borrowing people's moves. So if you've got other figures with blast effects, he can use them and it won't look out of place. It'll look fine. I just think he should have included like a wild cannon effect part or something to that effect. Something that is like, hey, this is Shallot and not just a dude. But on the Dapper Dan scale, the Dan Man scale, I'd give this figure, I'd give him 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Without personal bias, he's probably an 8. With personal bias, because I've been playing the game for like 6 years. I've been playing the game since like the 2nd anniversary. So with personal bias, I have to give him a 10, just because I really like this character and I really like the game. And he's been a part of my life for almost a third of it, which is crazy to think about. I've been playing a mobile game since I was 14. So I do highly recommend this figure. That's going to be it for my review today. If you want to see more reviews like this in the future, don't forget to hit that bell and subscribe to the channel. Maybe even leave a cheeky little comment. But that's going to be it for me. And I'll see all you dudes in the next video.